What is up, everyone? Last night, the new cover art for Galaxy of Fate dropped, and it has Udius in front of the cover. It's got a monster in front of the cover. We gotta go talk about. First thing I noticed, Udius solo. We don't really see this when it comes to Rush Duel sets. We don't really see a character just on their own. Last set had Yuga, and it'll usually be with another character, the rival at the time, or sometimes Luke. We have seen an instance where Roa and Romin took a cover for themselves. We've seen another time more recently when Gakuto and Romin also took the cover for themselves. And we're talking about for main sets. For mainline sets, yeah, Yuga's usually there. So this time we have Udius. He's by himself. You know, I'm hoping that's not a sign of this is the OP main character. Everything's going to revolve around him and he's going to be in front of every set coming forward. I'm hoping that, you know, maybe other cards will be able to get their time to shine in front of the sets in upcoming sets. You know, I'm just not looking forward to another Vrains where we just got the penultimate main character. But let's also look at the card that he has behind him as well, or the card in his hand, I should say. The monster looks like Galactica Oblivion. We've seen this monster before. We've also seen that they're going to come up with Galactica Oblivion card sleeves corresponding to the release of the actual starter deck, the Galactica Arrive starter deck, I should say. So why is Galactica Oblivion now in this set? As I mean, it's not going to be in the starter deck? Then why is that the sleeves come out at the same time as the starter deck? I just figured the sleeves and the starter deck will be corresponding with one another. But is that not the case? But that's not even the weirdest part about this card. Not by a long shot. The weirdest part about this card is that it's a normal monster. Yes, I zoomed in, I looked up. It's a normal monster. The cover monster for this newest set is a normal monster. And the question is, why? How? What does this mean? It's like, if a card is going to be a cover card, a possible rush rare, then there has to be a reason for it. One, it's incredibly strong, like Blue Eyes White Dragon, which would mean it will have to, at some levels, be a legend card. This is the first time we've ever seen this monster. It doesn't really qualify for legend card status. Okay, fine. Next, it has a lot of support, just like Candy and one of Asana's dragons. There's a, I can't remember its name, but there's a card that Asana has. It's a dragon monster. It's a worm monster. It's a normal monster, level 7, super rare, but it could constantly be revived with Build Dragon, so it justifies its rarity. Same thing with Candy. Candy is a low-level normal monster, and we understand why it has that status, because there's a lot of cards that revolve around it, and, it's also a fusion material as well. Candy has a lot of reasons to be a super rare, despite not being able to really do anything herself. So that could be a possibility for this card, but does that really justify being the cover card? Then that's when I thought of something. What would give a normal monster value, aside from legend status in Rush Duel or just having support? And that made me think tuner. That's right. It made me think a tuner monster. What if this card is actually a tuner monster, and we are going to actually be seeing synchro monsters in Rush Duels? And of course, this might be a way to balance things out. Let's say this is a high-level monster, which high chances it is. And if it's a normal tuner, that completely balances out synchro summoning in Rush Duels, because if you completely took Rush Duels from Master Duel and applied it to Rush Duel, it'll be crazy, right? You have infinite normal summons. You'll be able to synchro summon any turn. You pretty much draw a tuner monster. But if tuner monsters were regulated to normal monsters or even high-level monsters, then you kind of balanced out the game a little bit more, right? Because now the player still has to tribute summon to be able to go into the synchro summon. We've seen this happen a lot with a lot of fusion monsters as well, where some of the stronger fusion monsters require material monster that requires tribute. That kind of balances off the fusion summon. It means you can't just fusion summon whenever you want. You actually still have to summon the monsters to the field. So if this monster is in fact a tuner monster and a high level monster, and we can possibly expect that throughout the series, that can totally bounce out Synchro Summon. That's a way Synchro Summon can be applied to Rush Duel without completely destroying the game, without speeding it up so much, and without invalidating the use of high-level monsters. That would be absolutely insane. I mean, this is just speculation, but there has to be a reason why this normal monster is the cover card. Now, they could just do it because maybe they just want to. It's just a card Udius uses. Maybe it has. Maybe it doesn't matter at all what this card is. This is just what they want to throw in the front. I remember weird monsters being thrown in the front a long time ago. Remember Helpoenmer was a cover card at one time? Absolutely weird. No idea. But I don't think they're just going to throw a card on. They're just willy-nilly just, here's a monster in the front. No, this card has to be there for a reason. So either one, it has really high attack points. Two, it has a lot of support around it, or Galaxy monsters have a lot of support that revolve around normal monsters, and this card fits the bill. Or three, this card has a use beyond just being a normal monster. This card probably has something attached to it that makes it useful. And the first thing I just thought of was a tuner monster. If this thing was a high-level tuner monster, and that sets the precedent for all tuner monsters, then there we go. That would make a lot of sense, especially if they want to bring Synchro Summons to Rush Duel. That's a great way to balance it. It means that, let's say you did want to go for a Synchro Summon for a level 8 monster, and this was level 7, that'll mean you'll need to summon this monster with 2 tributes, so that's already a 3-card investment. Then summon a level 1 monster, that's already a 4-card investment. That's almost your entire hand for the Synchro Summon, which pretty much equals out to a Fusion Summon in Rush Duels, where it's a higher level of investment than in normal Master Duel. You can't just spam it out anytime you want. So you'll have access to this new type of summon, but you're going to have to work for it a little bit more. So I think that's an excellent way to incorporate this. So, yeah, I mean, just speculation, but I'm really excited. I really want to know what this card is about. So, if you guys have any ideas as well, am I completely crazy? Like, did I just think of something that's completely off the wall? And you're like, no way, Ventus, that's totally not it. That's possibly true. I'm not even 100% committed to the idea. I'm just thinking it might be a possibility. But let me know what you guys think. And I'll try to keep you guys up to date with more Rush Duel news. Somebody's got to do it, people. So until next time, people, like, comment, subscribe, and peace out.